Hello, welcome back to the Watford Way today for your Bristol City away match preview. Now, before we get into the Bristol City game, I think we have to touch back on the Reading game very, very briefly because it was a fantastic performance by Watford, and in particular, two players really stood out for me. If you've watched my matchday vlog, if you haven't watched my matchday vlog, I should say, sorry, go back and watch that because I talk about more of my thoughts then. But two players really stood out for me in that game. Number one, obviously, João Pedro getting the two goals. Great finish from the penalty spot by João Pedro, showing Imran Louza and Ismaila Sarr how to properly take penalties. And then in the second half, on the half volley, it was a fantastic finish again by João. The goalkeeper wasn't stopping it, and that basically won the game for Watford at that point. So great performance by João Pedro. And also Hamza Chowdhury as well. I thought Kayembe again had a pretty poor game, but Hamza Chowdhury, really took control of the midfield. Some great interceptions, some great runs. And actually, he's been really progressive with the ball at the moment, making great runs forward and actually creating some openings for the attacking players as well. So great to see that from Hamza Chowdhury. And yeah, I just really wanted to highlight them two players going into this Bristol City game. But yeah, it's quite an interesting dynamic actually, this Bristol City game. I didn't even realise that Nigel Pearson was their manager, obviously formerly manager of Watford, got dismissed after our relegation from the Premier League and now manages at Bristol City. But they're not having a fantastic season at all. If anything, they're having a really, really poor season. They're currently sitting 20th in the Championship table with just one win in 5 games. Whereas you come over to Watford, obviously we'd started the season with Rob Edwards, dismissed him. Slaven Bilic has come in and really changed the overall atmosphere and overall vibe around the club. And Watford currently sitting with 4 wins in 5 games. I think we're currently 5th in the table as well. If you beat Bristol City, we could potentially go up to 3rd or 4th, depending on how the goal difference works. So very, very positive for Watford. And I think it's exactly, what we wanted as Watford fans. We just wanted a manager to come in, revitalise the Watford squad. Obviously, we still have a lot of players out injured. Hopefully the World Cup break will aid in some of them injured players coming back. But Slaven Bilic has really changed the atmosphere around the club for me. And there's a lot of developments going on outside of the club as well in terms of potential investments from some American investment funds, which looks very, very interesting. I'll probably do a whole separate video about that. And it also looks like we're going to bring in a new sporting director who originally was at Frankfurt and is now hopefully going to come over to Watford. So again, another very interesting development there. So it's all looking very positive, and we're very much on the up at the moment, aren't we? Yes, we are very inconsistent at times. We can beat Luton 4-0 and then lose to Coventry 1-0, and then we can beat Reading 2-0 and we'll probably lose to Bristol on Saturday. We are very hit and miss at times. But in terms of, the direction we're moving in, I do feel like we are moving in a more positive direction now. And actually, we are getting a few squad players back as well. I think Samuel Kalu, although he come on for a very brief period of time against Reading, I thought he made, again, a really, really good impact. Tomdeli Bashiri, again, coming back from injury, come on for a few minutes towards the end of the Reading game as well. So we are starting to get players come back. And actually, I think when everyone's fit and everyone's ready to go after the World Cup, fingers crossed, all being well, our squad is going to be right up there in terms of the best in the Championship. So that's really, really good to see. How do I think this game's going to go? As I said, I really want to end this run of form that we've had with a win, obviously going into this World Cup break. I believe Watford are actually having like a mini pre-season camp out in Spain that Slaven Bilic has organised. I think that's very interesting as well. But of course, we do want to end off with a win going into this break. So in terms of my score prediction, I nearly got it right against Reading. I said 1-0 João Pedro. It was actually 2-0 with 2 João Pedro goals. So again, I'll try and get it right this time. I'll go 3-1 to Watford. I'll go João Pedro with another goal. Ismaila Sarr to get the second. And I'll go with Hamza Chowdhury to get the 3rd goal. A 30-yard screamer from Hamza Chowdhury is what I'll go for in this game. Let me know your score predictions in the comments section down below as well. Let me know if you're liking the content, of course, as well. Please subscribe to The Watford Way. Pretty please. That would be very much appreciated. And I'll see you again very, very soon. Bye-bye.